Hey guys, it's round two at Whiskey Creek Campground up in Custer, Michigan. This is the AMA D14 Hare Scrambles, run on May 16th, 2021. We're off. Yeah, didn't get a terrible start. I think once we get all sorted out here, I think I got a maybe roughly 8th place start. So not awful. Again, second race in the B class. I'll tell you guys right now, I ended up finishing 17th out of 26. So I finished in front of 9 other guys this time. So first round I only finished in front of 4 guys. So there were more riders in our class this time, so that's possibly why I'm finishing basically in the same position. But yeah, we'll see how this ends up going. In the meantime, this was the first race that I have done without my wrist brace. I came up here the night before alone. Normally my wife and my girls are with me, but my oldest daughter's working now. She had to work, and so my wife stayed home, and so I kind of loaded everything up just in my truck, and I'm used to having everything ready to go in my camper, and yeah, I managed to misplace my wrist brace, and so I was not feeling 100% confident in this race, only because I haven't really ridden without it. But with that said, this ground was awesome. I don't think I could have chosen or had a much better luck with a race not having it, just because the ground was about 90% virgin trail. So, the dirt was really, really good. Had just a little bit of rain the night before, because on Saturday when I got here, it was an absolute dust bowl. Ground was really good. Just all around a really fun track. Right here, we're going into timing and scoring, and it was a disaster. I mean, look at this. We got guys everywhere, thinking, oh, this is a bottleneck. We got to get around this. No, it's timing and scoring. By the time I get through here, I'm not kidding you, I saw at least one row 10 guy in front of us. So I'm like, man, that did not work out in anyone's favor. I think the consensus within all the riders today was, yeah, we definitely want to race here again. We need to find a different way to do timing and scoring, because this did not work. But with that said, this was really the only major issue that we had. I was gonna cut it out, but I thought, you know what, you guys should probably see how bad this was. Now, with what we just saw, I believe it's Travis Reichenbach's video. He is in row 6, and the row 6 guys made it through pretty clean, except like the tail end of the row 6 guys, or the mid pack, I guess. I think somebody had bobbled or something right in there, and it caused a little bit of a backup there, and it just piled on the whole rest of the start. So that was awesome. So yeah, I had so much fun at this race, and there was so much going on that I'm just gonna sit here and watch it with you guys, and we're just gonna kind of talk about it. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. That little log there, I know that caused some people some issues. I get it. If you're not used to riding over terrain like that, it can be pretty intimidating, but guys, just hit the gas. It'll be fine. Just don't hit the gas over the tree, because then you'll probably fall. So we're gonna do or show you most of lap 1. I think a little past halfway, I had a little incident. You're gonna see it, and it kind of knocked the wind out of me for a couple minutes. So from that point on, I think we switched to lap 4 or something like that. If I remember right, something about that lap was better, so I stitched that one in. But yeah, a couple little bottlenecks there. Again, nothing too crazy. Look at the ground. I mean, there's so many roots and trees, and little trees and stuff everywhere. Like, this was really fun to me. This is the kind of trail I like riding. That right there, I'm shaking my head. My helmet smashed into that tree, and the camera did not pick it up at all. But I mean, my helmet was turned sideways on my head. So I had to shake my head, try and get everything recentered, and it still wasn't quite right, but it took me a minute to get straightened out there. I will apologize ahead of time, or well, you've already heard it, but the bumping and squeaking, you guys, it's my neck brace rubbing on the bottom of my helmet, and it just transfers it all the way through my helmet into my camera, and there's nothing I can do about it. So if it irritates you, I'm sorry, but I generally do wear my neck brace at races. I don't usually wear it on trail rides, so that's why if you watch my trail ride videos, you're like, well, why doesn't his camera make that noise, any other time? That's why. So they have these little mud holes here. I can't believe the amount of standing water that this place holds. When it was so dry the night before, and we got, I would not say a soaking overnight. We had a steady sprinkle for a couple hours. Like I said, it seemed to be just enough because, the dust was not an issue at all. But had we not gotten that rain, it would have been a nightmare. Well, we're in a little bit of a lull. I know you guys it seemed to really like my bloopers video from Portland. It had a lot of positive feedback on that, so I am going to go back through the footage that I have from this race, and I'll probably do a bloopers video on that, or chaos reel, whatever you want to call it. But it's probably going to take me a little bit of time. I will do my best to get it done within the next couple days. But with that said, I just got back from a boys' weekend up north with my Bent Wheels brothers. We did 2 just really awesome days of riding up north, and I've got probably about 6 hours of footage to go through there and try and put something together for you. I'm not sure if I'm going to do individual trail videos from that ride, or if I'm going to do, kind of a stitched together, just mass video and just take out like some highlights and stuff. We'll see. But I want to get that out too, because that was really, really fun to ride, and the video footage, I've already watched some of it, and it was good. So if you guys like watching my trail videos, you'll definitely want to be looking for that one, because it was a good time. There's lots and lots of trees in this race. We pre-walked the course to kind of check everything out. And when we were walking this, we totally thought that, it's going to be nice and flowy, it's open, there's nothing that's really tight, till we hit it with the bikes. And all of a sudden, things that we thought, okay, it might get a little tight here, but it's nothing bad. It was, there are a couple spots where it was so tight, at least on the first couple laps, that, I mean, you had to, like right here, you had to, like, squeeze through, and, yeah, it caused some issues. These are the spots that I hate, because you always get the guys that are like, I'm not waiting in line, and I get it. It's a race. There's no rules saying that you've got to wait in line. But it's really frustrating when you're trying to be courteous. You've got guys in front of you that have made their pass on you, and so you're trying to not force your way back in front of them. But in the meantime, there's all these guys coming from rows behind you that may or may not be faster than you, and they shove their way up in front of you. That route right there, that was a bad one. It tripped a lot of people up. You had to kind of aim for that tree stump, and that would get you through clean. I did fall on that stump one time, or on that route, I mean. Just did it wrong, and right here, super off camber, your tire gets in that little groove. I think that might have been Ryan Frost that just went by on the beta. I can't remember what color his helmet is. There's only a couple guys on the betas out there, so that's might have been him. Hadn't seen Ryan since last season, and I talked to him right before the race. He's in row 8, so he's in the 40 plus B class. Next year I'll be switching out to the 40 plus B class, but yeah, figured this year, to try and get some better races in, I'd move myself up to the 30 plus B class. Little intimidating running with guys that are younger than me, but at one time I was the young guy too, so whatever. Okay, so this spot here did not stay quite as fast and flowy. I want to say it was after the first lap, that sand got pretty tore up. Made it a lot softer and deeper. But it was kind of nice to hit it that fast in the first lap anyway. This hill descent right here, super fun. Love these rocky hills. Really intimidating and sketchy to a lot of people. I think they're great. It's like I was looking right at that big rock. Yeah, this spot here closed up pretty tight on us. It was just kind of hard to see. So I was glad it was a pretty short little piece of the ride, because I don't like riding on trails that are that tight. Like, I really like to be able to see what I'm coming up on. I should have been pushing a little harder here, because this guy, it wasn't that he was slow, but he did hold me up in certain spots, and I believe he's a row 8 guy. I can't remember. So yeah, it was just a little bit frustrating knowing that in certain spots I was faster, but like that spot there, it was so tight. Eventually, guys end up busting through the branches and stuff and make new lines, and that really helped open it up. But that first lap anyway was rough. You can't tell, this is a nasty hill climb. It runs right alongside of that rocky descent that we just did. I get hung up in this loose stuff right here, and boom, get punted right off. So that fall there was what kind of knocked the wind out of me. As you saw, the bike was upside down on the hill. I had to pick that bike up and get it back on its wheels all by myself, which, you know, whatever. It's a race. There's not some chauffeur out there, but it took every ounce of strength to get that thing flipped back up, you know, on its tires. So we're switching to, like I said, I think this is lap 4 or something. I think this was just one of my faster laps. You know, I lost the pack after I crashed there, so might as well switch to a different video anyway, or a different lap. Another nice tight spot. So yeah, if you guys don't know about Whiskey Creek Campground, I mean, I'd never heard of it. This is, as far as I know, this is the first race they've ever held here. If they did run one here before, it was at least 10 years ago. Don't know that it was ever a D14 Hare Scramble event, but either way, if you don't know about them, this is private property. This is the campground, and yeah, this is all their land, and you can come here and camp, and you can ride all these trails and stuff as much as you want. It's awesome. I would be super excited to come here with my family and camp for, you know, a weekend or something, and just come out and ride. It's, I want to say rustic camping, but I mean, they have full hookup and everything. It's not where we were staying was in the rustic camping area where there's no hookup. But if you want to pay for a full hookup site, you've got full hookup. Nothing's paved, so to me, this is more like my kind of campground. If I'm gonna stay at a campground, like, I like, you know, the dirt parking spots, you know, in the woods, you know, none of these hoity-toity campgrounds where everything's paved and, you know, they have a fleet of golf carts to rent out to every campsite, blah blah blah. It's just not up my alley. I like boondocking it. So yeah, this is definitely a place that if you like that kind of rustic camping, you should definitely check it out. You know, you can bring your side-by-sides, quads, whatever. Cheater right there. Was not happy. Not happy with that. You know, I saw several people cutting sections of the track, you know, where a hill climb or something might slow them down. They just kind of go around the whole thing, and, you know, that's not what we're here for. You know, if you're wanting to win a race that bad, then, you know, maybe this isn't for you. And Hare Scrambles are way more about just having fun going out and riding, and yeah, if you're fast enough to win, that's awesome, but, you know, if you gotta cheat like that to win, then yeah. No thanks. So yeah, and throughout the race, you'll see there's a lot of rocks start working their way out here. This corner especially, I don't know what the ground was there. It was like it was, a couple inches of dirt, and then it was like slate or something underneath. If you gave it too much gas in that corner, I did it twice. I almost spun completely around, just sliding out. It's crazy. You hit certain spots in this property and it's like ice. But it made it fun. I mean, you never knew what was going to happen. And I will say, for this track also, a lot of the woods section was, the terrain was super, super soft, like decomposing leaves and things. With that said, as soft as the terrain in the woods is, as sandy as these open areas are, this track held up really well. It did not get just destroyed with braking bumps and all that. So huge props there. That was amazing. If we run this race again, or this property again, I really hope they give us more fresh single track, because what we don't want is for it to turn into a Portland event where they've got limited property and you end up running the same course 3-4 times, and it's destroyed before you even get started. So I'd hate to see this property do that, just because it is open to the public, and it's that good. Like, you don't want to ruin it. Ooh. Almost lost it there. Another nice thing about this event was, because it is in a tighter property area, it was really easy for spectators to get all around the track and go to different locations, like the hill climb, the rocky descent, some of these other spots where normally if the property is too big, you might get a couple spectators out in the woods, but you can see all through this video there's people literally, they're all over the place watching, and that made it really fun. The spectators always add to the fun of one of these races for sure. So this is back to the start. So we are getting very close to the end and getting through timing and scoring. So if you stuck with me this long, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it and you haven't done so already, go ahead and like and subscribe. And yeah, I can't remember, we got another race coming up in, I think it's maybe 3 more weeks. Seems like this time of year it's about once a month. I can't even tell you what it is. So I can't make that comment, but I hope that we see you guys out there if you head out to the races. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.